I've got a long straightaway. Yes, I'm in the center of the road. Remember a couple episodes back how I told you the difference between when those are ready to be harvested and when they're not? Well, here's some more that are ready to be harvested. They're not moving. So it's probably within the next week or so that they'll get uprooted and then replanted. And then they'll be twirly-whirly all next spring. You believe me, right? All right, Jerome Road. And we just entered what's called Wheaton Township. Not a whole lot here, huh? Corn, just almost getting ready to go. You can see it there ripening on the stalks. And look how far apart these rows are. Well, that's about 2 feet. So it's always interesting to see this stuff. Oh, look at this. Don't get lost in the corn. This is just north of, well, a little bit northeast of Pittsford on Jerome Road, coming up to Bacon Road. Bacon, 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 bacon! And of course, with these sentinels watching over the landscape, oh, I can't really get a good picture. They're pretty big, that's for sure. Let's see if I can get over here and see. Yeah, look at that. The camera doesn't do it justice. Yeah, they're tall. Well, you know, it is getting to be that time of the year, and I always like to see these signs for the local elections, because you don't really know who these people are or what the issues are, but it's always nice seeing these things spring up. You know, it's a civic pride thing when people are making a statement about their local communities and who's going to run them the best. So just like last year, it was interesting in Ohio, basically, seeing the local signs pop up for those local elections. So I'm sure I'll be seeing more of them as the weeks progress. Clouds. I could watch them all day. I just took a break down there, down this way, up on a rock. It was the first place I came across this morning. It wasn't wet. But yeah, I could watch these clouds all day. You know, where I'm from, we very, very, very rarely get clouds like these. So they're really, to me, they're really interesting. That one right there, just a couple seconds ago, looked like a Winnie the Pooh, but now it doesn't. When you look at clouds, what do you see? What do you see or think about when you're looking at clouds? What's this one right here? What do you think? Well, I feel a heightened sense of anticipation. Do you feel it? No? Let me show you. Look. The North Country Trail. I'm back on it after being on the UP and getting off of it, and now going pretty much to just past the state border on this, and then it's going to veer off to the left on the Wabash Cannonball Trail, and I'm going to keep just going straight to Defiance. How about that? The North Country Trail. Yeah, so there you go. Old friend, old partner. Nice to see you again. Just follow the path, right? Blue blaze, I'm in the right direction. I just need to find a place to camp, that's all. Wonder what's going down here. Well, a cold morning, but it's nice and sunny, no clouds, no rain. And I'll be in Ohio today. How about that? The North Country Trail now is, it came out of the woods there, and so now it's just going to be roads from here on out. I think all the way till I get to Defiance, which is nothing new, but at least it's dirt roads, right? And I like that a lot better than the paved ones, that's for sure. Today's stop, or Alberton, Ohio. Don't know where I'm going to camp, but figure it out, right? Can you hear these? These crickets or cicadas? I guess crickets. They're singing my song as I'm leaving Michigan. Straight down this road. And the Ohio state line will cross. Yes, thank you. It's been nice seeing you. I'll come back sometime, I promise. Can you read that sign? Huh. We don't dial 911. Looks like they don't dial anything. Looks like they're long gone, huh? Well, this is the funniest thing. I'm like in the last, all this morning, for these last, I guess 10 miles that I will have been in Michigan, I've had 3 sets of dogs. Yeah, those 2 are still out there. Can you see them? Right back there. But anyway, this last 10 miles today, I've had 3 sets of dogs come out to quote unquote greet me. Some people might think that they were attacking, but bye, see you later, go back home. But haven't had that on the whole trip. And now all of a sudden, here in this last stretch of Michigan, they're all saying, please don't go, turn around, come back, stay in Michigan, please, please, please. I'm sorry, I got to keep on going. If you want to come visit me in Florida when I'm done, come on down. Anyway, I think just another, I don't know, maybe another couple miles till I get to the state line. See if I have any more dogs, huh? How about that? I just crossed the last official Michigan road. That's looking east. That's looking west. That's looking north. And so that means Ohio up ahead. Let's go. So close, I can almost taste it. How about you, huh? Hey, look, here's a bike. A couple and a camper passed me a number of miles back, and they were heading north. Huh, I wonder why. They were heading north. They're hiking just this section of the North Country Trail today. So they were going to park their camper up wherever it is they were going to start. And then they said that they left some bikes here, but there's only one bike there. Wonder why. Or maybe that's not theirs. Maybe theirs is down here at the state border. Anyway, can you almost taste it? Ohio, it's coming up. It's coming up. Let's see what kind of band and parade they're going to have, huh? Let's see, let's see. I'd sing a song about Ohio, but I don't know any songs about Ohio. I was just, one that popped in my head was about Dixie. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. I'll have to think. All right, here we are. Look at the grand welcoming. Welcome to Ohio. Yeah. Yeah, here's our welcoming sign. Stop. Territorial Road. This is Michigan, and this is Ohio. Ohio, Michigan, Michigan, Ohio. Well, actually, I guess officially right here, where the pavement ends. Here we go. Michigan, no. Ohio, Michigan. I'm now officially in Ohio. Here, let's do our own welcome here. Here we go. Right, bing, there, how's that? All right, so I think only 3 miles for the day left. Going down this way, paralleling the border with Michigan, and then turning right. Oh, speaking of Michigan and Ohio, remember a few weeks back I told you about the history of the Upper Peninsula and how it became part of Michigan, and during the election of Andrew Jackson there was a dispute between the state of Ohio and Michigan Territory about the Toledo Strip. Well, these first few miles of Ohio will be in the Toledo Strip. I'll put a link to the video up there, so if you want to watch that video again, it's right up, is it there? It's up there somewhere. The Toledo Strip. But we're going to walk in the Toledo Strip and then turn right and get to wherever it is we're going to go today. Welcome to Ohio. Yeah, anticlimactic, isn't it? Hello, can you see me? Guess what? I'm back in Michigan. I didn't want to leave. No, actually, I'm on the north side of this road, Territorial Road. So, I guess Territorial Road technically is all Ohio. So I'm here on the northern shoulder because it's easier to walk over here. But it looks like just about another quarter mile here. I'm turning right onto County Road 20.50. How about that? And once I turn there, It's Ohio all the way now. And the other interesting thing too is the states are going to start ticking off pretty quickly. I think I'll only be in Ohio walking 2.5 weeks at the most. And then Kentucky might be just about 2 weeks. Tennessee might be only about a week and a half. And then Georgia will be my next long state. And then Florida as well. So there you have it. Right, Michigan, we're turning right. So, so long. And all you walnuts, see you later. And here we go. County Road 20.50, Williams County. Back right there. Williams County, Ohio. Oh, and look at this. Here's the North Country Trail sign. All right. Hello, Ohio. So long, Michigan. It's been fun. See you later. Kaboom. And just like that, I come to my first cemetery in Ohio. (1835), 1828, no, 38. Shh, I'm stealth camping tonight. Yeah, I'm in Albertson. I'm mixing all these things up this trip. Alberton, Ohio. This was a short 14.5 miles, and it was a fast 14.5 miles. And just like yesterday, 16.5 miles was a short 16.5. Unlike the other day, that I told you was 17 miles, but it was a long 17 miles. Anyway, just still processing everything from today. I guess I would say, today is the ending of the beginning. That's how I describe it, I think. The ending of the beginning. Michigan, over 600 miles, went through Michigan, and now the next few states, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, they're going to seem like they're just going just like that. I think I'll be in Ohio just about, just shy of 3 weeks. And then Kentucky will probably be about 2 weeks maybe? No, maybe about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And then Tennessee, probably just blink of an eye and that's it. And then Georgia, maybe, I haven't checked out my route, might be 400 miles, so that might be a month. And then Florida. So anyway, the beginning of an end, and I'm going to bed early so I can get up early before anybody catches me. I'm not supposed to be here, but shh, don't tell anybody. Oh boy, late start. Well, 9:15, but still, I need to do 19 miles today. I camped out in the park at Alberton, or on the edge of the park there, in a stand of woods. Got serenaded by the trains last night. But my intermediate goal right now is getting into West Unity in a couple hours so I can have breakfast. And then after that will be another, see that's 6 miles from now. And then after that will be another 13 miles to just, I found a stand of woods next to a cemetery. the woods are privately owned, so hopefully when I knock on that farmer's door, they'll say, yeah, go ahead, camp in there. Oh, and then the other treat today is the Wabash Cannonball. Some of you probably not familiar with that, with your American history. I'll be crossing over the Wabash Cannonball. It's really interesting how sound can travel. I've been walking along the little country road from way off back there, about I'd say about 3.5, 4 miles away. Yeah, 3.5 or 4 miles. I've been aware of the distant din and sound of this highway. This is Interstate 80, also known as the Ohio Turnpike. Interstate 80, if you might be familiar with it, ends west over in the San Francisco Bay Area. Over in the east, I don't know where it ends, so if you know, let me know in the comments. But yeah, my first taste of civilization, or big civilization, I guess, for a while. But now I'm heading into West Unity, so let's see what West Unity looks like, huh? Well, here's the downtown area of West Unity, Ohio. West Unity was originally platted out in 1842. And that's about all I know about the history of the town. I couldn't find anything else regarding it, but look, you know, they've kept this architecture up pretty nicely here. This area is in Williams County, and it would still be in that Toledo Strip where they had the troubles, so to speak, between Ohio and Michigan Territory, the state of Ohio and Michigan Territory. But West Unity would have come after all that happened. So West Unity, Ohio, population about 1650, 1670, something like that. Pretty little downtown. There it is, the route of the old Wabash Cannonball. That's the Wabash Cannonball Trail heading east that way, and west that way. It's also the North Country Trail heading that way, but I'm going to split off and just go south along the road here until I get into Defiance, and then pick up the trail, as the North Country Trail, as well as the Buckeye Trail. But anyway, here's a map of the thing. And you know what's interesting about the Wabash Cannonball song and the Wabash Cannonball itself is that, unlike most songs where the song is named after something that existed or occurred, the Wabash Cannonball train itself was named after the song was written. The song was originally written back in the late 1800s, and it was named after the Rock Island line, actually. So if you remember the chorus of the Wabash Cannonball, you know, it's the Wabash Cannonball, but it was previously called the Great Rock Island Ride Rail. Anyway, what was significant about the Wabash Railroad is that it went from Kansas City to Detroit, and it bypassed, didn't have to go through St. Louis or Chicago. So that was the significance of the Wabash Railroad. So then the song was just named after the Wabash Railroad, and the Wabash River, which it followed for some time through Illinois, Indiana, and northwest Ohio. So all that's left though of the Wabash Railroad, here it is right here. Norfolk Southern owns what used to be the tracks in the line now. And so anyway, there's your bit of history, and I'm going to bet this is probably, well, I don't know, maybe it wasn't, a train stop. But anyway, the old Wabash Cannonball, Wabash Railroad, and Rest Unity. See you later. Now it's on to Stryker, and then just got to find some random piece of woods that a farmer will let me camp in tonight. 13 miles to go, and it's after 12 o'clock. I stopped to eat in West Unity. So let's see what happens. Because that 13 miles is about the first chance of finding some woods. Otherwise, I'm out in the open on farmland somewhere. Well, here's the downtown area of the little town of Stryker, Ohio. Stryker was originally platted in 1853, I believe, and it got its first post office in 1855. In the early 1900s, it was actually the operations center for the, I believe it was the Toledo and Indiana Railroad is what it was called. And then an interesting little historical tidbit is that in 1966, the New York Central Railroad brought a train engine here and strapped a couple of jet engines to it. And between Stryker here and Butler, Indiana, the track is straight and flat. And so with those two jet engines in it, they rammed that train on down the line. It reached a speed of over 183 miles an hour, and to this day, that speed remains the American rail speed record. 183 miles an hour in 1966. So anyway, the town of Stryker, Ohio, and next stop is Evansport, and then the next stop after that is some wooded area, hopefully. But it looks like it's going to be a race against time. Rain's coming, so let's see if I can make it. Oh, and by the way, I think this is still a pretty busy rail line, because as I've been walking, getting closer and closer to town, I've heard numbers of trains come running through here. So, yeah, Stryker, Ohio. I've noticed a number of these fields as I've been walking along these Ohio roads, these cornfields. The corn stalks are much shorter, whereas normally they'd be about up here, and then consequently the ears of corn are much lower on the stalk as well. I don't know if that's yeah, they're 2 feet across. I don't know if that's a drought related thing. I don't think so, because all of these fields have been like that. Must be a one of the kinds of corn seeds they planted, huh? But yeah, interesting. Don't know if you can read that sign, but I've wanted to mention that when I was in southern Michigan as well. That sign there says Ohio Century Farm. And I'm presuming that means that this farm has been in the same family operation for 100 years. And I saw a number of those signs in southern Michigan as I got past Lansing. They call them Ohio Centennial Farms. And it states right on the sign there that the farm has been in continuous operation with the same family for at least 100 years. So that's really amazing to see, you know. Same family owning the same property for 100 years or more, which I'm not used to. I mean, in this part of the country, I guess it's probably not uncommon that families own properties for decades and decades, whereas being from where I am, with especially within 10 or 20 miles of where I live, the oldest history as far as most ownership has been just from the late 50s, early 60s. Yeah, sure, there were a couple families around there that have the old Spanish land grants, but those families are few and far between, maybe one or two in the whole southern part of the county. So yeah, it's just something amazing for me to see all these lengths of ownership of places by the same family. How about you? What have you seen? Where you're from? Is that the case as well, where people, families own the same property for a long time like that? Let me know. Let me know. And speaking of which, look at this old colonial style. This is about the third or fourth property now that I've passed since being in Ohio that have been this colonial style architecture. Well, here's the little village of Evansport, Ohio. Interesting story. A group of friends and family, 21 in all, I think, left Greene County near Dayton, Ohio, and they came up here in 1831, and before they built anything or anything like that, they all lived in a tent. Then the place was platted out by the Evans brothers, thus the name Evansport, in 1835. So the Evans brothers and the Coy family, they established a bunch of grist mills and lumber mills in the area, and then the town grew. And one of the town merchants was Francis Llewellyn Key, and if that sounds familiar, because that's the first cousin of Francis Scott Key, who penned the Star-Spangled Banner. And so Evansport was doing its thing through the 1800s, and then finally the roads came, and it obviated, or it stopped the need for transporting stuff by the river, the Tiffin River nearby. So Evansport just kind of settled into an existence, and here's what's left of it. So Evansport, Ohio. Cute little place. Oh, another interesting little fact is that let's see, in the 30s, let's see, 34 to 54, the local telephone exchange, as it was in most communities those days, was operated by an operator. So if you needed to make a phone call, you rang up the operator, and then the operator connected you. Well, that operation was housed in one of these houses right here. And then in 1954, when dial-up service finally came, then that became the death knell for that type of situation, and then everybody had dial-up phone service here. So, Evansport, Ohio. Pretty little place, quiet. Looks like a couple bars there, and that's about it. And the koi, speaking of the koi family, I believe I passed north of here. I passed one of those farms that had the koi name on it. So I'm sure it's one of those Ohio Century farms as well. All right, so another mile and a half or so. Knock on somebody's door, see if they'll let me stay in their woods. I looked on the map and their woods wrap around a cemetery. So, me in a cemetery, huh? So, and it's probably about a quarter mile from their house. So hopefully they'll let me hang out there tonight. Oh, and something else I want to mention about Evansport. There's actually a book about the history of Evansport. It's called The Little Port in the Cornfield. The Little Port in the Cornfield, the history of Evansport, Ohio. So it's on Amazon if you're interested in that type of thing. And it's 288 pages long, so must have some good stuff and good pictures in there, huh? Well, a wet morning into going into Defiance. And special thanks to Hal up there out of Evansport. I was walking by his place yesterday, and we got to talking, so he said, hey, yeah, camp out in my woods. So I camped out in his woods there. So thank you very much again, Hal. And let's see, I've already done 4.3. I've got 4.7 to go. No, 4.6. I've got 4.3 to go. So quick morning into Defiance. And I'll make my day off there. And then onward after that. Hey, look at this. That's a pillow. That's a bed. That's a blanket. That's a sheet. And how messy can a room get on a day off? As long as there's air flowing, everything can get all dried out, refreshed, packed up, and ready to go out into another foggy day.